Unlocking the Charger, Hemi-powered Dodge. Hi everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. Glad you guys are here. We've got ourselves here a 2006 Dodge Charger with a 5.7 liter Hemi V8 and 126,338 miles on the odometer. Customer states that the AC vents blow cold on this side and hot on that side. They hear a clicking noise in the dash, and they also, oh, there it goes, clicking noise in overtime. All right, so it most definitely appears we have an issue. Silence clicking thing. We've got an issue with the actuator motor gearbox assembly, but we have dual zone climate on this thing also. So I'm wondering what's the deal with the driver's side. I believe that's the passenger side that was making the clicking noise, because if we operate the passenger temp control, well, I guess it's not going to do it now, but it was doing it. But the driver's side does not go from heat to cool either, but that one does not make a clicking noise. It just stays on full on cold. So what we've got going on here is there's the HVAC blend door box inside of the dash. Now there's going to be some doors inside of that are operated with electrical motors. They're called actuators. There's going to be one actuator for the temperature on the driver's side and another actuator for the temperature on the passenger side. So I think something's going on with both sides. I know that the right side's not working because it's making this clicking noise, and we know something's up with the left side because it does not go to heat when commanded. So we need to kind of pull this dash apart some. Shut up, actuator. We need to pull this dash apart some. We'll get a visual on those components and then kind of go from there. So let's move around over there to the passenger side. We'll go in through the door. I'm gonna pull the glove box apart some, and we're gonna get in there and see if we can't put eyes on that actuator. So stay tuned, because this is gonna be a very good video. Opening the hood. Yeah, here's our brake rotor. There was our brake rotor. Going in. Good thing we're working inside of something, because the concrete guys are going full blast today with their saw. It's really quite loud. So anyway, what we need to do here is get our glove box door open, remove all personal effects and sensitive info that you guys can't see, and we need to pop this door out of position. So we can see it has a door check here and another door check over here, and these are designed to keep this door from flopping open when you actually open the door. So we need to bend those little tabs kind of in both sides simultaneously, and then this door should swing down. Probably gonna need two hands for this operation. One for that tab and then one over here for this tab. My arms are crisscrossed. There we go. Okay, so now that the door is free, we just kind of give it a tug, and the hinges will unhinge here and here, and that gives us some access to under the dash compartment. So let's take a look in here. Okay, there's a couple actuators that we can see right from the get-go. There's one of the actuators, there's one. There's some of the linkage. That looks like it's our blower motor resistor right there. There's our blower motor cage, like there's the fan inside of here, and then the motor itself is down there. We've got some electrical connectors, and that's about it. So what we need to do here is operate the temperature. See which one of these actuators starts to move. That one. There we go, we got a winner. That's temperature control for the passenger side, but it's not clicking. We need to catch it in the act to make sure it's the right one. Sometimes the mode door will turn when you change temperature. Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, we got a winner. I can feel it. Disconnected, and she shut up. Okay, that's our winner. So we have one failed actuator for sure, and I speculate we have a second one. I'm gonna go ahead and place the order and get those on the way. I'm gonna order two. I can send one back if the other side turns out it's not an actuator, but to expedite the process, let's get the thing going. In the meantime, we can proceed, and I'll go ahead and pull this unit out. Looks like we're gonna need like a 7mm fastener. It's either a 7 or an 8, might be a 5/16. And there should be one more at the back. There's usually 3. There's always at least 2. Yeah, there's 3 here. I see the third one up there. I can feel the second one. Where'd it go? Right here. And then we can see one right there. Okay, let me fetch some tools and we'll pull this guy out of here and give it a closer examination. So I have just figured out that every single size fastener that I mentioned was wrong, and it's 9/32. So get our 9/32 in there and try to get these bolts out. There's 3 of them. There we go, I feel it. Oh no, my tool's crapping out. Battery's weak. Come on. It's not okay. Seriously? Battery's junk. Battery change time. There, let's try again with a no, not junk battery. On that back bolt. Don't drop it, Ray. Two-handed operation. Oh, I dropped it and I caught it at the same time. There it is. Got that one. That one out. That one's coming out. Fetch that. And numero 3. Right there. Now, these actuators should go back in the position that they were set for, if we can, because they're going to be indexed. See the splines and everything that's on that shaft? We have one missing spline, so that would be the master spline. Those all have to line back up. So when I put the new one in, I'm going to want to align it in the same position if possible. So I'll have to, I'll plug it in and then hold the 2 units side by side, and I can adjust the knob until the little drive axle on the new replacement unit lines up with this current position right here. It's not always perfect, but we can try. It's easier than trying to move the door and get the door to index properly. It's best to just do it with the actual actuators. All right, so here's something I think we can try to do. Let's take this old unit apart and see if we cannot see what has died inside of it. It should just be held on with some tabs that I'm gonna break off. Yeah, there's the next one. Let's pop these little tabs loose. We know that the unit's not any good because it's making a bunch of noise, so if we break it, it's fine, because I have a replacement on the way. Aha. One more tab. There it is. Come off. These tabs like to go back on after you pop them off. And there's our internals. So what's the problem here? Where did it start to fail? Oh, I got it. I see what's going on. Here, looky right here. Not that gear. Not the drive gear. That one's in good shape. But it looks like this gear right here. Kind of tough to see, but this gear is worn in the center of it. So our worm gear on the motor slips when it tries to drive this first drive gear. That's where our failure occurred. So we have to replace it with a new unit. We go call and check up on the status of my parts, and then we'll see what they can do about getting us our replacement. In the meantime, we're gonna do something fun. Watch this. We're gonna plug this thing back in and see if it works. It's only half a case. There we go. Plug it in. If it's gonna do anything. There it goes. Look at that. Yeah. Alrighty, we return. It's been about 5 minutes. Parts guys are Johnny on the spot today, and I've got a replacement unit right here. It is similar in shape and dimension and bolt pattern as the other. The drive sprocket appears to be the same, so let's get this guy plugged in and just verify that it works real quick. And if it does, we can get it bolted on, and then we'll recheck for our clicking noise. Let's see here. Okay, it's running. See the little drive gear turning right there? This is good. Slip this thing up into its position, went right into. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Good. So now, let's get our bolts started here. Start them all by hand and we'll finish them off with the tool. Nothing crazy, not enough to strip the plastic. Let's get this next one in. Easier said than done. This is close quarters combat. Fortunately, we're able to actually do this job. Sometimes you've got to pull the dash panels apart and actually remove the dash to get access to some of these actuators. A lot of them sit on top of the assembly, like the HVAC box assembly, and you can't do it in the car. Like the Priuses. That one's tight. That one's tight. And that one's tight. Good. All right. We're going from cold to hot. Keep an eye on our linkage right there. That will tell us if it's gonna operate or not, and we're looking for no clicking action. So we're going. Stopped. Let's go the other way. We're going. Beautiful. No clicking action. This is what we want. All right. This side's good to go. Let's go on over and check out the other side, and we'll see what's going on with that one. That side's gonna be slightly different because we don't have a glove box over there, so I need to remove the knee bolster and probably like all this type of interior carpet trim. That's got to be removed from the other side, and then we should have some access to the other actuator. I believe it's going to be in a very similar location just on that side of the box. But before we go, we can go ahead and put our glove box back on. Just need to slip the hinges back on those little pegs. Get on there, pegs and hinges. What are we doing? Well, it sounded easy, didn't it? There we go, got it. That one's on, and we just push it in, clicks, and the glove box is reinstalled. Good to go. Here, let's check this with a thermometer. So we've got 60-something degree air on that side. This side over here, it's still set to hot. We're making, yep, temps climbing. See that? We're going up and up and up and up. Let's switch this around to the cold side, and we'll recheck it in a second. See if it comes down. Lower speed, full blast. Let's move over to the driver's side next. We'll get the other actuators removed and then go from there. Let's take this old one out. We don't need you anymore. Okay, circumnavigating the Doge. Let's see what our gauge says. Yep, temp's coming down. Now it's at 80. It doesn't feel hot, so this is good. Okay, let's pull the knee bolster off this driver's side, steering column up, and we'll take a peek and look for and dig out that other actuator over here. All right, getting prepped. One thing I'm noticing here though is, even though the AC's on and it is making cold, we're not getting very cool air out of it. We're not in our 60s, so we know that this side, that side's working because it's not clicking anymore and that actuator's not stuck. This side over here is not changing the state of it at all. So we're gonna pull this other actuator out and take a look at that one. But I'm wondering if the AC system is not even at a decent capacity level where it's capable of making cool air, well, or cold air rather. Yeah, look up there. There's our other actuator, and this is interesting. There's a plug. Oh, hang on, I'm contorted 3 ways from Sunday here. There's one actuator in front of us. Then there's another up above it, and it's disconnected. Okay, that's a new one. All right, well, I can't really get up in there. I need to pull this carpet and stuff out of here. Hang on, let me back up. Pause. Oh my gosh. This is not good for the back when you're laying on it with like your side doubled over. That's not okay. That hurts. Okay. Let's see, our carpet's just kind of held in with some push clips. We'll pull this guy out, unclip it. I might not need to remove the bolster. I can see that, well, I can see what I'm looking for. I just can't really get to it. Come on out of there, carpet. We don't need you right now. That goes over there. So I think I figured out why this actuator is unplugged right here. I believe it's been disconnected because it was clicking prior and somebody didn't either know how to or want to go in there and fix it. So they set it to cold and disconnected it. It's actually a fairly common thing for clicking actuators when people don't want to go change them. So I don't know if that thing works or not, and I have a hard time, well, I'm gonna have a hard time plugging it in because these heater hoses right here, these things are really hot and I can't exactly reach that plug since I left this thing running and it'll burn me. So we're just gonna take it out. I'm going to assume that actuator, ow, hot, is not any good. If it is, I'll just put this one back in, but I'm gonna remove it, like I said, just so we can get to the connector to unplug it. Sorry for the awkwardness of all these angles and stuff. We're literally shoved inside of the dashboard under a knee bolster in a Dodge right now, and there's a bunch of us in here. That being said, there's not really a lot of space for lights and tools and cameras, plus my noggin, plus you guys' noggins, and my arm. So, ow, that was hot. I touched it. Yeah, I touched that with my wrist. That hurt. That was a mistake. 200-degree aluminum. Yay. Yeah, I know. I could have let it not run. There's my my nut, or my bolt. I could have not started the car, but I also didn't realize I was going to be contending with, well, with this. Anyway, here's our actuator. Let's get her out of there. Now I can at least try to plug the thing back in. Let's plug it in and operate it after I drop it on my face. Yeah, my head is like right here. Reaching in for our connecting connector. Let's plug in this actuator and see if it's gonna run. Now, if it does run, that's fine. It may or may not click. Sometimes they need to have a load on them in order to make the clicking noise, so this one might not click, but we're gonna at least see if it runs. So I'm changing temperature. It sounds horrible. You hear it? Yeah, this is no good. All right, I'm gonna put it back where I found it. And that's in the all the way counterclockwise position. Or it's just gonna keep on going, yeah. Either way, that thing it's making noise, so we're gonna change it. Like I said, I already ordered the other one. That one's not here yet. So we're gonna go ahead and pause, and I'll return when the new unit arrives. Let me out of here. It's hot and heavy. Oh. Here, seriously, let me show you. Let me show you just how deep we are. Look at this. Backing up, backing up. Yeah, we were way up in that dash. That's not comfortable. All right, so let's pop this hood real quick, and I'm gonna throw the AC machine on this thing. I'm just gonna leave it running. I want to get a check on the pressures because I think it should be making colder air inside. I'm wondering if she's just a tad bit low. Hello, 5.7 Hemi. That's a valve leaker all day. Look at the oil on that thing. It's everywhere. Yeah, we're low. Yep. Changed my mind. More work. We're gonna do more. So the system is physically low, probably. Power that off. yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the machine on there. We're gonna throw some valves on it and make sure our refrigerant level is proper, because I'm pretty sure with all that oil that's there, this thing's got a leak. Yeah, look at here, shine a little bit of light on the subject. You can see there's oil all over the place around that fitting, and some dirt and stuff. Okay. Real quick, since there's debris in that hole, blow that out. Bye. Okay, machine powering on. There we go. Let's get this thing hooked up and evacuated. The other actuator literally just walked in the door a second ago. So what we're gonna do, real quick, just to see what kind of pressures that was making. Let's fire the system back up. I want to check my high side pressure. If the system's low, then high side pressure should be a little bit low. And that's not low, that's like through the moon. Look at that. 300 pounds and the fan is running. Recover. Let's see what's in this system here. It fell to 260. Yeah, let's just recover it and see what's in there. Let's shut her back down, and we'll reach in and get that other actuator installed while this thing's doing its deed. All right, there's our new actuator. Let's get back under this dash and get this thing installed. All right, so here's our connector. I'm trying to reach in here and get a hold of that with both hands. This is gonna be a two-handed operation here to get all this done. Plus I need to avoid touching that really hot friggin' thing over there. How am I gonna do this? If I can manage that. I don't know. I might have to wait till this thing just cools off, because touching that pipe is like lava. It's like the kids game, you know, you can't step on a certain tile because it'll melt you. That's what that pipe is. It's just straight lava. All right, so me thinking I was gonna do that with the GoPro was wishful thinking at best, because I need to put my arm like right where I had the GoPro. So the camera is gonna have to come secondary to what I'm trying to do here, because I can't even reach the fasteners on this stupid thing. Like, that's just way up in there. I definitely can't do it and circumnavigate a GoPro and get these things threaded and tightened and talk at the same time, because it's just not working out. But I got two of those in. Oh, let's get in there with the ratchet here and see if I can't put some torque on these things. Oh, the cramping is immense. Not easy to do. There we go. Okay, I got one. And the other one. Starting the engine. I'm feeling, there it goes. There we go, got it. All right, the door's moving. This actuator actuates. Get me out from under here. That's enough. I can't do it anymore. It's stupid hot down there, even with the fan going. Okay, so we've evacuated the system over here. Let's see what we pulled out of it. Looks like 1.219 pounds, okay. Our refrigerant spec is 1.625 pounds, so it was about a half a pound low. Okay, now that we're no longer involved in that dungeon down below, trying to get this thing to recharge, but it's taken a long time to set the charge up, so I'm gonna use the AC system and charge it through the low side. Let's power her on here. Compressor came on. Here, let's put it face vents, there we go, full speed ahead. So the compressor will come on, and that should help to suck in some of the refrigerant through the low side fitting. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to take some of it. Building tank pressure. Yeah, we're still trying to send some in. What's bugging me here, though, we're 250 on our high side. That's okay, but our low side, look at that. That's 60 PSI on the low side. I want to see like 32 to 40, somewhere in there. We're a little little bit high. That could cause us to have a lower overall system performance. Let me hop back in. Let's see what our vents tell us. Yeah, it's only making about 70 or 80 in here right now. Yeah, that's not okay. But let's go ahead and flip these up to the hot side, and we'll see this temperature start to change. Yep, going up, going up, going up. So we know now that that actuator works. Let's hit the hot side actuator on the passenger side. Watching that going up, going up. Okay. Good. So that works as designed. Let's put it back on cold as best we can. So these are going to close to the cold side of the blend doors, and we're going to see these temperatures start to come down. Sorry if the wind is in your face. Yep, coming down from 90. Coming down from 100. Very good. When that AC machine is done with its recharge, we can go back and check those pressures again. And from what I can see right here, our low side is still kind of high, but it's also trying to send some refrigerant in. So we need to let the machine finish, let it stabilize, and then we can recheck everything. I don't know, I'm starting to feel like maybe we've got a TXV that's stuck open, or worst case scenario, the compressor is crapping out and it's got no suction on its suction side. It cannot cycle the refrigerant through at the volume required to actually produce cool air by exchanging heat. All right, I heard it beeping at us. Let's see what the verdict is. 225, 60. We are too high on our low side. We're not gonna get performance out of this thing to save our life. The problem could be that expansion valve back there, or again, the compressor may have an issue with its valving system and the suction side cannot pull refrigerant through. So we've got actually no flow through the system. And I'm pretty sure our vent temperatures are going to confirm that. I mean, we are making cool air, but we're only, where are we at? Like 70 and some change right here. Yeah, 72 on that side, and this side we're at 80. Yeah, so we don't have enough refrigerant going through this thing. So we're gonna have to do a little bit more work on this. So that being said, I gotta save that for later. Let's power this thing down. It's in today, we're closing up. That's about enough. We got the actuators finished, no more clicking in the dash, and it has heat again. That was one of the complaints, is we had no heat in the wintertime. I know we don't need that today because right now it's a complete scorcher. And look at here, 6:30 in the afternoon, 97.3 degrees. Yeah, it's a little warm. So we don't need heat right now, but we will need the heat later. Anyway, I've got to get back at this thing probably tomorrow. I need to get an expansion valve ordered. I'm gonna put in the TXV. Once the TXV is installed, we can then recharge the system again, check our pressures. If we still have some low side or a high low side pressure, I'll have to think about putting a compressor in there, but we wanna do the cheapo easy part first. You know, those things are like 40, 50 bucks. There's no big deal. There's one bolt, 2 lines, and then 2 bolts behind that little plate right there. And that expansion valve will just pop right out. So I need to get one of those ordered. We'll try again. All right, guys, so here's the deal. It's actually the next day, and I was gonna end the video yesterday with kind of the unknown, but I really need to get this system at least making cold. We need an answer or on the compressor, or I need to actually get the thing fixed. So what I've done, like we were talking about, is I've ordered the replacement expansion valve, and that's that square unit behind these 2 hoses right here, or these 2 lines. We've got our suction line, we've got our discharge line. That's going into the evaporator inside of the dash. This device is actually what's responsible for producing the cold. What we're doing is we're gonna go from a high pressure liquid and we're gonna spray into a lower pressure gas within inside of the system. And that change of state of the refrigerant is what removes heat energy and allows the refrigerant to absorb more heat energy from the evaporator core inside of the unit there. So if that thing is stuck open or even restricted, it's not doing that spray, so to speak, appropriately, and then it can't perform its function of heat transfer. So like I said, I ordered a replacement. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing apart. I've got the thing re-evacuated. We're gonna pop that unit out before I close this video out. because at that point we will have at least fixed the system, or it'll let me know if we need to put a compressor in. I have the new unit right here. It's got tape over the holes for the plumbing and everything, but what we need to do is dig that guy out, and I think we're looking at a 10 millimeter. It's tough to see from this far away. Here, I will try a, here's my 10. I have a wobbly 1/4 inch 10. And then that one and the big extension. All right, moving in. Yep, right on that nut. That's perfect. So once we get this this pin removed, this bolt removed, nut, there's going to be 2 more Torx fasteners behind it. And those 2 fasteners, I just dropped my 10. I didn't hear it do anything. Nobody moved. All right, there's the nut. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's right there. Carefully. Yeah, you're not getting away from me, 10 millimeter. No, 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 no. Come here. Come off. Okay, that's not wanting to bend out very much. There's not much play, so I'm going to have to probably disconnect these lines, at least from that bracket right there, so I can let this bracket move around. So that goes from the body of the car to the bracket that hangs onto those hoses. So if we take that guy loose, the whole assembly should start to come back here. That's all we need right there. And there are our 2 Torx. I think those are T30s or T27s. All right, Torx 27 on the semi-wobble extension. Let's go in there with the ratchet and break these guys loose. Nice and easy, good. Sometimes these are stupid tight. There we go. All right. Okay, let's spin these out, and then we can remove the expansion valve, or TXV. Drop that too, man. I'm not okay. That did not just happen. No way. Hang on. And our new valve does not have those bolts. I need to find that bolt. It's not okay. Mirror. I need a mirror. It's down there somewhere. Where did I drop it? Did it fall? I'm trying to remember. I think I dropped it like right here, not so much like way back there. So I got my magnet. Let's see if I can't find this thing. I know it's in there somewhere. Bear with me, guys. Let's see if I cannot locate this that fastener. It did not hit the ground. Let's see. Where are you? Nope, not there. Uh-huh. There it is. See it right there? See the threads right there by that loop? That's where it is. Straight down from like here. This is gonna be hard. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. This is hard to do with a mirror. I have no idea where I am. I'm so close. I'm moving the mirror, trying to move the end of my thing here. Ah, I'm magneted to the wrong thing. You see that? Here we go. Right there. Come on. Come on. Come here, bolt. Yeah, look at it. There it is. Now just come out without getting stuck to something or falling off. Come on, bolt. Come on. Here it comes. Oh, it's stuck. There it is. Got it. Victory. now all I have to do is not drop the second one and we'll be all right. So let me just spin this one out. I'm gonna try real hard to not drop this one. In fact, I guarantee I will not drop this one. Wait, hang on. My finger's caught on that hose bracket right there, but I've got it, we're good. Okay, halfway over. Let's see if I can do this with my fingers. Might need a set of pliers. We grab a hold of that stud and pull this unit out. Yeah, it's not wanting to come out very willingly by hand. Let's get in there with some pliers. I'll just grab the stud and just kind of give it a tug. I'll pull the thing out. It should, well, there's nothing holding it in there except for 2 O-rings, so just gotta wiggle it with some steady back pressure. She'll come out. There we go. Got it. Okay, so there's our thermal expansion valve, and I might need a pick to get those O-rings out. Okay, here we'll go with pocket screwdriver first. Just got to get behind the O-ring and pull it out just enough where I can get my finger on it. There's one. I've got to match these up with some new ones. The valve didn't come with replacements, so I've got to dig them out of my war chest. There we go. Alrighty, moving along. So here's our replacement TXV. I've got the stud in and looking way back in the hole there. You see the green? I have the new O-rings on the evaporator. So we just squeeze this guy in and I'm feeling, and you can see the hoses line up. Now we can get the bolts back in. Okay, bolt 1 coming in. Get that guy in. And bolt numero 2. Good. Let me get these guys threaded, and I can toss the a new set of O-rings on the lines down there. Then we'll get the thing bolted back on. Then we shall see if we need a compressor or not. And this type of operation is of actually no consequence, because I would have changed this TXV with a new compressor anyway. It's just a standard protocol. A lot of those compressors actually come with some quote-unquote required components in order to keep warranty. For example, many compressor warranties require that the condenser be replaced, and some require a TXV as well, or at least they come with it. It's called the compressor kit. Clickage. There we go. All right, back up some. Let me get some O-rings on these hoses here, and that's a tight squeeze. We'll get this thing back together. Stand by. Hang on. You guys go over here. It's gonna take 2 hands on this one. All right, O-rings are on. Let's get our bracket back in right there, and we can get this manifold in position here. There we go. Where's my nut? There it is. 10 mil nut coming in. Goes right over the stud. Now you've got to make sure that line to the right, the liquid line, you have to make sure that thing is fully seated, because this bracket only attaches to the suction line. It does not attach to the liquid line, so that thing could technically be off center from the bolt circle, or the hole circle, or the hole from the hole, and you could tighten it down and then smash this line against the expansion valve and then ruin it. And that would not be okay. Don't do that. Switching out to the 10 mil socket right there. Let's get this guy tightened down, and then we can go ahead and evacuate this, or pull it into a vacuum recharge it again, and then we'll check that vent temp. And a little more kickage. There we go. That feels good. Okay, man, it's hot. There's not much airflow right here. I need another fan right there. That'd be great. Machine repowering on. I'll put this into a vacuum, charge it, and we'll see how it runs. Vacuum, 10 minutes. Vacuuming in progress. It's going to suck it down to 29.9 inches mercury. At that point, we'll have achieved maximum system vacuum, and then we can recharge the system. And I should probably connect the hose. What was I thinking? There we go. Okay, vacuum complete. Next step, we're gonna go ahead and charge it. Begin charging, not a PoE system, you guys know the drill. 0.1625 pounds of refrigerant, and the last time it high side charged, it took, it went slow. And what had happened is I had to start the vehicle and use the low side to use the compressor to start circulating refrigerant in order to get the full amount of charge in. So if it does not go slow, I guess that would be a good sign on this next time around. Let's see what it's gonna do. Taking it. Do a leak check real quick. I don't hear anything. They're sealed up. Oh, look, I forgot this nut for the bracket. Look at that. It's always one nut. Like the one on the Mustang. I legit almost forgot the one on the Mustang. It was a strut bolt that goes onto the steering knuckle. Are we still going? Oh yeah, look at that. 1.3 pounds. Last time it stopped at like 0.8 pounds, and then it took forever. Flip. All right, so it's stalling a little bit at 1.6 pounds. It's got like, oh no, we're good. All right. Hose equalize or hose compensate. I'm gonna go ahead and do hose equalize. We'll do that in a minute though, because I want to get my pressures and temperatures before I move to disconnect the machine. What I mean is, after I do the hose equalize, starting the engine, it'll tell me, or when I tell it to do hose equalize, it'll have me close the low side valve. And in doing so, let's turn that up. In doing so, I won't be able to get a pressure reading, and I need to see what low side pressure is. All right, let's get our thermal meters back in. Center vent. We'll let these things stabilize, and then we'll check back in a minute. In the meantime, let's get the window up, and we will go check on our pressures at the machine. All right, coming out to check on our machine. What do we got going on here? All right, so our low side, that's an improvement. We're about 45 PSI. But it appears to be a little unstable. And our high side, the fans just came on high speed, so high side fell a little bit. It seems to still be falling. And it's wanting to go back up a little bit. Still 45 pounds on the low side, so we do have a change in state. Let's go back in and check the temperatures. See what we got. All right guys, rechecking our temps in here. Where are we at? 62, 64. Yeah, it's a little too warm in here for current conditions. So we've got a change in state regarding our pressures. We have a slight improvement at our center vent temps. However, we're still not as cold as we should be. I should see temps in the 50s, maybe even the mid 40s in this thing. So we're not exactly right. We're better, but it's not right. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that we replace the compressor in this unit. I didn't particularly care for that fluctuating pressure on the low side, and we still don't have the system performance that we're looking for. So I do believe we have a suction and flow problem. We don't have enough refrigerant circulation in the system in order to carry the heat out of the cabin like we want. All right guys, I'm gonna get these caps back together. I've got to locate and get a compressing unit ordered for this particular car, so I'm gonna have to save that repair for a different day. So unfortunately, I will not be able to tackle it right now because this thing is hot. I've been running it. It's hot down there. The compressor's buried, so I'm saving this one for another time. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, you know the drill. Please feel free to let me know about that by tapping that like button down below. Drop me a comment or two while you're down there, and most importantly, have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later. In the video, in the Hemi, in the AC, in the dual charger, in the transmission.